something for the rest of this one. Most subjects black out shortly after this point. To date, 2 subjects have remained conscious and open-eyed with SCP-558-5 in their eyes. The first D class was Class A personnel D-75532-2 stared blankly straight ahead and seemed unresponsive to stimuli, even pain. She was observed to mutter continually, but no words were discerned. After the lenses were removed, D-75532-2 went into a catatonic state, in which she remains in the medical wing of Research Site 42. Redacted. In an interview with 2nd D class personnel D-3442-1-9 is appended as document SCP-558-5A. It is there as the Professor Scully, redacted, and Dr. Redacted, based on the interview that SCP-558-5 lenses somehow allow the subject to perceive time, often called the 4th dimension, in a visual way. It seems that the average psyche is not capable of handling the increased perspective, and in most cases the mind turns inward, causing unconsciousness and memory loss, consistent with dissociative amnesia. Big words, and I get through them easily, and I trip over the little ones. Experimentation is ongoing in an effort to further understand SCP-558-5, especially if they enable the wearer to see points in time other than the present. Researchers are hopeful, given that testing has revealed a wearer's ability to control the effects of SCP-558-4. Priority is given to testing involving possibilities of precognition. I'm not reading the addendums. I'll read this, only one, I will. Alright, I got this. I'm gonna ask again, what did you see? What was that? Web, elaborate, please. It's a web. What is a web? It's damn sure not a line. And it's not a circle either, it's a fucking infinite web. Are you referring to what you saw? Were you able to see a web? Look, why don't you put the damn things and then you'll understand. Then you'll know. Where was this web? It was everywhere. What do you think it was? I ask again, what do you think it was? I'm not going to shut up. It was you. It was me. It was everyone in the world, all connected, branching out. Who they were, who they will be, and then the death of everything was there. The end. Dark. They let me see the edges. All the way. So dark. I don't understand.